What's up guys, it's Kelly and today we are doing another swatch and review. Today I am doing the China Glaze Summer 2018 collection, which is called Shades of Paradise. So it's 12 different polishes, ton of different finishes, and I don't know, a bunch of summery colors. So let's get into it. So as usual, I am just using my base coat to protect my natural nail and keep anything from staining. I always recommend using base coat and top coat in your manicures, but let's get started. So the first color is called I'll Stand By You, and it's basically a pretty cool toned beige polish that has a little bit of a very subtle gold shimmer in it. So this polish was pretty much opaque in the first coat. I ended up throwing on a second coat. I didn't think that the gold showed on the nail as much as it was in the bottle, but it was still a really pretty color. I feel like this is just like a nice neutral shade that you can wear pretty much any time of year. I wouldn't limit this to summer, but it's nice that it has that cool undertone. I feel like it just makes it a little bit different. Next up we have Cabana Fever, which is actually a matte white nail polish. Now I don't know why this happened, but my camera did turn off while I was filming the second coat of this. I did do two coats. I didn't realize at the time that it was a matte finish, but I was pleasantly surprised by it. I feel like with matte polishes though, you do need to work faster with the application because it does dry a little bit quicker. But yeah, like I said, pleasantly surprised with this one. I thought it was pretty nice. Next up we have Water Falling in Love, which is a really soft baby pink shade. Now this one, very different formula from what I'm used to from China Glaze. It was super like milky and sheer, and it did not go on, well, it went on very smoothly, but it was just a little patchy to me. I ended up doing 3 coats, and honestly for a color like this, it's not that unique, so I'm not sure that it's really worth it. Even with the third coat, it was still a tiny bit patchy and I wanted to go over a few little spots. I don't know, if you guys are really into it, I'd go for it, but at the same time, I think that there are other polishes that are the same color that don't require 3 coats. I don't know, it's up to you. Next up we have Ma-holo at Me, which is a holographic blue polish. So I feel like this one actually did not fit in with the collection at all. I think that they were just kind of like, oh, we should do something holographic. And I feel like their holographic pigment wasn't very strong anyway. It's definitely not a linear holographic pigment. It's kind of just more like scattered hollow. It was fully opaque in 2 coats, and I think the color itself is pretty nice. When I shined my flashlight on it, which usually gives like a really nice holographic shimmer, it kind of just still looks pretty dull to me. I don't know. Next up is Mer-made for Bluer Waters, and this is just like a really gorgeous, almost duochrome blue shade. I feel like this is such a 90s color. Like this was like the blue eyeshadow of the 90s, but for some reason I'm totally obsessed with shades like this. I actually have it on my toes right now, and I think it's just gorgeous for summer. This did take 2 coats for full opacity, and it started out a little streaky, but once it dries, you sort of lose those brush strokes, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a really nice application. Next up we have Stop Beachfrontin'. So this is just a nice, really basic medium purple cream. My air conditioning did kick on as I was painting this on, so it started getting like a tiny bit clumpy, but I promise you guys the formula is really nice. I feel like this is going to be heavily featured in nail art, especially for gradients, because it's just a really nice formula and a really gorgeous purple. Next up we have Boujee board. I don't get it. Is it supposed to be boogie board but bougie instead? I don't know. Either way, it's just like a nice fuchsia shade. It sort of has that jelly-like texture to it where it's not like fully opaque, but it does feel like a little squishy. I don't know. It did dry a little bit of that like rubbery finish, but I think it's a really pretty color. Again, definitely going to use this in gradients, probably with that purple, because they looked really pretty together. Next up we have Don't Be Sea Salty. This is actually one of my favorites in the collection, and there are a few shades that are like this that you're going to be seeing very shortly, but this is like a really hot pink shade that has some little glass pink flecks in it, and this is the kind of content that I want from China Glaze. And when I say content, I mean nail polish. So this is fully opaque in 2 coats. It did dry to like a matte finish, which I feel like is expected of neon polishes. This color is just so pretty. It's so loud. It had such a great formula. I love the little flecks in it. I feel like that makes it totally unique from anything I have. Just overall absolutely gorgeous. And here you can see it did dry matte, but I would throw on a glossy top coat. Next up we have Kiki in our Tiki, which is sort of like an orangey red polish. I feel like this is just a nice basic color to have in your collection, and applied really beautifully. It was pretty much opaque in 1 coat, but I threw on a second just to show you guys what that looked like, And this is just, I don't know, this is just your average, everyday, gorgeous, orangey looking red. Not much more to say about it. Gorgeous formula though. It really leveled out so nicely. It was super glossy. Next up we have Can't Sandal This, which is just a basic, almost dusty, medium pink cream. This one was opaque in 2 coats, almost opaque on the first coat. Honestly, I feel like brands are coming out with this color a lot for summer. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just feel like it's pretty basic, but I can totally understand if you lean towards more reds and pinks that you might totally go for this color, but I don't know, it fell a little flat for me, but still really nice formula. Next up is Tropic of Conversation, which is another one of those polishes that had the little gold flecks in it, and obviously totally love this one. This one is not a neon, it's more of like a light peachy, almost salmon kind of color, and it was a little bit more sheer than the pink shade, but once I threw on a second coat, it was fully opaque, and oh my gosh, totally love this. I thought it was gonna make me look a little bit more tan, and it didn't, but I feel like on darker skin tones, this color would be so amazing. And either way, I love it. I love the little flecks. I feel like it just adds like a totally different element to it, and they need to come out with just a whole collection of these little like flecks because it's gorgeous. And then the last polish is called All Sun and Games, which is yet another one of these little flecked polishes. So this is like a really nice, almost like pastel neon orange, and it's got the little gold flecks in it. Again, pretty sheer on the first coat, super opaque on the second coat, and it did have that sort of matte finish to it, but I totally love these little flecks. This is a color that I'm totally gonna try to use for nailer. I'm not sure what kind of thing I could do, but I'm totally obsessed with it. This is like my favorite finish in the collection. Yeah, so my thoughts on this collection, honestly, I think individually the shades are pretty much really nice. I like the majority of them, but as a whole, I don't know that the collection is very cohesive. I guess to most people that doesn't necessarily matter, but if you're the type of person who likes to collect an entire collection, then I don't know, it might be a tad bit annoying. I just feel like some of the finishes are super random. I actually really did like the matte finish one, but like the holographic shade, for example, I just feel like I don't know, I feel like they just threw it in there because holo is trendy right now. Like I like holo as much as the next person does, but I don't know, I don't think that they really did a great job on that shade. So I don't know, I think that would have been better without. But yeah, other than that, I think the formulas were really good. I think the colors were really nice, and I don't know, you guys know I just love China Glaze. It's just one of my favorite mainstream brands because I feel like they're always like pushing the envelope with different types of colors and finishes. So yeah, overall, I really liked it. So China Glaze is available in a ton of different retail stores. I will put some links down below. You can also find them in stores. The price varies based on where you're going. I feel like Ulta usually has some good sales, so I'll put a link for that in the description. You guys can check it out. But yeah, besides that, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you like my swatch and review videos. Let me know in the comments below if there's any summer collections that you are particularly interested in seeing me swatch, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Today's fun fact is I'm thinking of actually rearranging all of the furniture in my room. I might do it right after this video. So by the time you guys see this, there's a chance that it might be rearranged, but I don't know. I was thinking of just switching everything up. Whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!